Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is a beautiful bhajan. Hare Krishna. So this is a beautiful bhajan written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So it's some loose connection with it. Ove Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Vedase Corona Kori Ove Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Vedase Corona Ove Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Vedase Corona Kori Ove Vaishnava Thakura Ove Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Vedase Corona Kori Ove Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Diya Pada Chaya Sogahe Amaya Diya Pada Chaya Sogahe Amaya Diya Pada Chaya Sogahe Amaya Kamara Karana Kori Kamara Jaya Deva Domi, Jaya Dosa Sudhi, Jaya Deva Domi, Jaya Deva Domi, Jaya Dosa Sudhi, Jaya Gola Devo Nate, Jaya Gola Jaya Guna Devo Nate Jaya Satsanga एकती हमारा नहीं पाया बाला, एकती हमारा नहीं पाया बाला, एकती हमारा नहीं पाया बाला, हरि नाम संकीर्तन हरि नाम हरि नाम तुम्हें कृपा कोरी कृष्ण बिंदु दिया, तुम्हें कृपा कोरी कृष्ण बिंदु दिया, देव कृष्ण नाम धामे, देव कृष्ण नाम ओ वैष्णव ठाकुरा वैरा सागर मेरा से कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण पीते पारो, कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण पीते पारो, कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण पीते पारो, तुम्हारा जगति तुम्हारा तुम्हारा जगति हमें तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली, कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली, हमें तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली, नहीं तो वापस आते, O Venerable Vaishnava, devotee of Krishna, O ocean of mercy, be merciful unto your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. Teach me to control the six passions, rectify my six faults, bestow upon me the six qualities, and offer upon me the six kinds of holy association. I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtana of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great pleasure of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant running behind you, shouting, Krishna, Krishna. It's a beautiful version of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, where he is explaining us how important is devotee association and how much we need the shelter of great acharyas to even remember Krishna. We'll sing one more bhajan. Big sound, big fan sound is coming. No, not this one. No, that's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. You can on the fan. I I want request everyone to sing this very enthusiastically. This is a bhajan which takes us all the way to Vrindavan. It is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. All the places, prominent places of Vrindavan you can experience just by absorbing and hearing the names. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Mohana Gopi Natha Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Mohana Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Madana Mohana Shri Govinda Gopi Natha Shama Sundara Sundara Giri Jaya Jaya Lilananda Jaya Lilananda Swami Srila Prabhupada Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavananda ki Jai Gaura Hari Premanande Hari 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 Bol. Thank you. We'll have some more kirtan or we'll have class to start the class. Some more kirtan? Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगना श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते।
तप्त कांचना राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री गुरु श्री परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत् स्मरेत् पुंडरीकाक्ष साध्याभ्यान्तरम्। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। हरे कृष्ण। Maestro. Maestro here. Do you have another mic for the audience? Remote mic here. That's okay. There are some new devotees who are here today. I just wanted everyone to know who they are. So, yeah. So, yourself. Manohar Prabhu. So, let us welcome Manohar Prabhu with 3 loud Hari Bols. Prabhuji was so nicely playing the Mridanga today. I was struggling to catch up with him. Thank you, Manohar Prabhu, for coming. So, Prabhuji is working in Hyderabad, in Radisson. And he is from Orissa originally. So you are from Jagannath Puri? Haribol. Jagannath has sent his servant here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Then I also see some young Matajis who have come here today. So if you can lift your hand and tell your name. Sonika Mataji? Hare Krishna. Where are you coming from, Mataji? From Chandigarh. Which sector? I used to live in Chandigarh. Huh? Achha, close to. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. And who has brought you here? How did you? Oh, I asked my friend. Achha. Achha. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Where do you stay here? Achha. And yourself, Madhuri? Cheshta. Thank you, Madhuri. From Haryana. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And you also stay here? You're working here? Oh, very nice. So let us welcome Cheshta Mataji and Sonika Mataji. 3 loud Hari Bols. I also see some more Matajis here. Yes, Mataji. Good name? Priya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Where are you coming from? Hyderabad. You are a Telugu? Achha. Where in here? You are coming from Uppal. Who told you about this program? Oh, Hare Krishna. Your good name? No? Sudha Mataji. Yes. You gave your count at the end. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Let us welcome Sudha Mataji and Priya Mataji with 3 loud Hari Bols. Anybody else new here today? Brother. Oh, your brother? Prasad Prabhu's brother. Maharathi Prasad Prabhu's brother. Ashwin Prabhu ki jai. Haribol. Anybody else? I can see Prabhuji is also second session. You put him again, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, I am Harshal.
Harshal Prabhuji.
Harshal, H-A-R-S-H-A.
Harshal. Sorry, Prabhu.
I'm from Agra, Uttar Pradesh.
From Agra, Uttar Pradesh.
This is my second session.
Haribol. Let's welcome again with 3 Haribol. Anybody else who is new here or who wants to feel new? I can see some hands there. Yeah? Your first time coming here? Ananta Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Where are you coming from, Prabhuji? From Orissa. Who brought you here? Oh, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let's welcome Anant Prabhu with 3 loud Haribols. Anybody else new here today? Shailendra Prabhu is not new. Thank you for coming, Prabhu. Yes. And today we have the oldest devotee here, reappearing here, Santosh Prabhu. Haribol. Let's welcome with 3 loud Haribol. No. He was in the previous batch. He went with he was coming regularly. Then he got married. Then he had a target. He had 2 children. Now he's back. Third child gives some gap. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming. So actually, some devotees, Srinivas Prabhu and Surrender Prabhu, will come here in the front. Yeah, please come in the front. There are some more who might be coming. If on ISKCON standards, another 50 people can sit here. Yeah, please come in. Feel free. We can have close next session. Come here, bro. Come here. Sorry to trouble you with them. But these are those, yeah, please. These are those intimate, close group sessions, you know. We're in a small house, super approach. So thank you once again, everyone, for coming. Am I audible to everybody? Huh? Part of this is coming. With so many people, this one should not come. Prashanti Mati, can you get some water? Some bottle, get some bottle. I think echo. Just see if the echo is on. There should be some. I'll help you. The mic is open. I got it. Hare Krishna, is it better? Yeah. Too much echo was there. As it is, I sound horrible. Hare Krishna. So all assembled devotees, can everybody lift your hand like this once? Thank you for blessing me. This forceful blessings. Without blessings, you know, I can't continue. Very difficult to discuss something like Bhagavad Gita. So this is one of my favorite pictures. And in every presentation of Bhagavad Gita, am I audible there? Yeah. Now it's better. Okay. Yeah. So in every presentation of Bhagavad Gita, I like to keep this picture. There is one more picture of Prabhupada speaking in Vrindavan, like this, he'll be. And then like 10 people sitting in front of him. So, I mean, we all have our favorite pictures. This is one of my favorite pictures. Look how happy Srila Prabhupada is. Just look into his eyes, you know, like he's holding Bhagavad Gita to his head and he's so happy. So happy. And Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita at the end that whoever gives this knowledge to anyone in the world, he will be my eternal associate for sure. And even in this life, he'll be happy. So if you're all trying to find happiness, the only way is to discuss the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita with our friends, family, colleagues, everywhere, wherever you are. You are in LinkedIn, you are in Facebook, you are in train, you are in bus, Telegram, WhatsApp, anywhere, discuss Bhagavad Gita. And you can make people happy. Yeah? These days I'm posting, I don't know, Bhagavad Gita message on LinkedIn also. They're not stopping me. I don't know if they will block me. So anyway. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 12 is one of the most intimate chapters because the name itself is devotional service. Till chapter 12, Lord Krishna is explaining various aspects of knowledge, mostly focused on knowledge. Right? He starts with summarized study of Bhagavad Gita in the beginning, in second chapter, and then he goes into Karma Yoga, how we should lead our life, right? Using the principles of Karma Yoga. Within Karma Yoga, he goes to Nishkama Karma Yoga, you know, and pure devotional service within Karma Yoga. Then he goes to Dhyana Yoga, how you can focus and you can become a Sthita Prajna, how you can lead a life in this world and not of this world. Right? He speaks about all that. And then he gets into Bhakti Yoga, which is from 7th chapter. And when he starts getting into Bhakti Yoga, the first thing he does is he introduces himself. I am the Supreme Person. Aham sarvasva prabho mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samannvitaha. Right? Nicely, beautifully he explains that I am that Supreme Person. From me everything is coming. Right? And then he further explains how the whole universe is connected to him. Look at that. I mean, people talk about presentation skills in corporates. Who can be a better presenter than Krishna? Where he is first introducing himself and then he is not leaving anybody else. And he's saying there is nothing in this world which is not connected to me. All devatas are coming from me. Right? All the universes are coming from me. I am holding them. I am holding all the universes in their orbits. I am expanding myself. My energies are expanding. So he gives a lot of explanation. And then Arjuna says, okay, Supreme Lord, you are giving this explanation. Can I see what you are telling? So for the satisfaction of his devotee, and for all of us on 20th March in Gachibowli, he showed his Vishwarup. I'm not kidding. I mean, do you think Krishna doesn't know that he will be here in this house on 28th May 2022 when he was showing Vishwarup? 29th. He knows. He knows everything. He knows tomorrow also what you're going to do. He knows next life also what you're going to do. He knows everything. There is nothing that God doesn't know. He knows everything. Right? When, where, how we will meet devotees, how he is going to send people into our lives, how we are going to come to him. Everything he knows. So he shows this Vishwarup and then he tells Arjuna, are you satisfied? And Arjuna becomes scared. He says, no, I can't digest. I can't comprehend what you're showing me because you're showing me the impossible, impossible. You're showing the unlimited in limited. You're showing me the eternal in present. Everything is contradictory. All these words are contradictory, isn't it? How can you talk about eternal and present? There is no meaning for present when you're dealing with eternal. When you're telling about unlimited, you're telling you to show in limited. How can you show unlimited in limited? But he showed it. So Arjuna says, Krishna, you have showed what you are, but please come back to your two-handed form because I'm not able to comprehend. I'm not able to stand with it. I'm not able to connect to you. Then he comes back and then he explains his superiority among everything in the universe. He gives his introduction. And at the end of Bhakti Yoga, the last chapter of Bhakti Yoga is 12th chapter, where he introduces devotional service. Now Krishna speaks about he being a shark among the fishes, he being the Mount Meru among the mountains, he being Arjuna among Pandavas, he being so many things among strength among the strongest. So many things he speaks. But then here in this chapter, he explains, do you want my energy or do you want me? That is the greatness of this last chapter of Bhakti Yoga within Bhagavad Gita. Where he's clearly telling that you have to choose me if you want to come to me. Prabhuji and Mataji, appreciating God's energies is good, but thinking God is energy itself is not good. It's almost like I love my parents' properties, but I don't really love my parents. How does it feel? Right? Somebody asks your father, somebody asks you, oh, who is your father? My father is owning 3-bedroom apartment. My father has a plot in somewhere in Hyderabad. Huh? My God. They actually went to No, but just think about it. If somebody introduces father like that, how would you feel? My father is, manager, and that's a little more personal. But you saying that my father has this plot, my father has this shares, my father has, this land. I'm asking about your father. Yeah, I'm telling about my father only. My father also has, some other property. How many feel that this is a good introduction of your father? No? Okay, let's little more personal. My father is a good person. My father is a good boss. My father works in Indian Railways or Infosys. I don't know. Right? How good is this introduction? Little more personal. You are knowing about him. Where he works, where he lives. My father lives in Gachibowli. My father, little more. Right? But still it is not intimate, right? I mean, it's still not hitting it. Who is their father? Right? Then you go to the next level. You know, so my father's name is Narayan. You're going very personal, right? My father, you know, me and my father are very close, you know, very close by our relationship. My father likes to hear bhajans. My father likes to, you know, pray and is it okay, bro? I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. I'm not. Hare Krishna. I'll sit like that.
No,
I'll just chill.
comfortable.
Hare Krishna. Or you can sit there. No, it's a little difficult. See this sit on the chair, you can sit there. If you don't mind. Sorry. Sorry. This house is slowly expanding inch by inch. So hold on. In another 1 hour, you can see really expands. Thank you, Moon. Sorry for Hare Krishna. Please, everybody, forgive for the inconvenience you're facing to adjust. Please hold on for some more time. Yeah. So, you go to one more level of introduction of your father. And what is the introduction that your father will like? The first one, the second one, or the third one? The third one, isn't it? This is exactly what Krishna is doing in 12th chapter. He is introducing himself very intimately. And he's telling you what I like, what I don't like, what I prefer, what I may not prefer, what I want you to do, what I don't want you to do. Now he's speaking like a person. Right? That is why 12th chapter is the most intimate in Bhakti Yoga, where he actually explains how you can come to me, how you can come back to me. Right? He's literally giving the Google map location, the direction, and the time it takes to come to you. Yes, we discussed 3 verses last week. So Bhakti is superior to impersonalism. What is impersonalism? Impersonalism means thinking God is not a person. God is an energy. Without anything personal, meaning God doesn't have a dislike or like. Krishna doesn't like, Krishna doesn't dislike. He is Nirakara, Nirguna, Brahman. That's called impersonal. And when you make him impersonal, you also say that after death, I will also become impersonal. So you and me will become impersonal. So basically, I will become God. Right? That is the extension of impersonalism, whereby you say, I will become God. How many here really believe that you're God? It's okay, I used to believe. Somebody stopped making me. I got married, then I understood who is God. But actually, there are some people who believe that they are God. Don't laugh, I'm really telling you. They believe that they are God. They openly tell that I'm going to become God. Especially Jainism. Perverted form of Jainism. Jainism is part of Hinduism. It's not anything different. They are supposed to follow. Actually, they originated by learning the principles of Rishabhadev from Srimad Bhagavatam. Rishabhadev's teachings is Jainism's main book. But later on, some kings wrote some translations on that, and the whole principle, what Rishabhadev mentioned, completely got changed. And they actually landed up at a place where they are heavily impersonalistic, and they say that we are going to become God. I won't recommend you to hear the lectures of Jains, but that's their level of devotion is different. It's not devotion. It's like, I love you, God, until I become God. Like, doesn't make sense. I love you, God, until I become God. Yeah. So I worship you because I can't focus on the tube light. I'll keep a bulb in front of me. Right? So I'll become, I can focus. That is the only reason I have a temple. I have a temple because I can focus on it. But actually, I don't believe in any temple. Actually, you don't exist. Actually, there is no form for you. Actually, you don't have any emotions or preferences or anything. You are simply a light. But I believe in you, and I can become that light also. So I want to focus. To focus, I have a temple. To focus, I have some deity. To focus, I'll also do Navagraha Parikrama. to focus, I'll do this, but ultimately I will become you. Whereas in pure devotional service, three things are eternal. Bhagavad Gita explains that three things are eternal. Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhakti. Please repeat after me. Bhagavan, Bhakta, Bhakti. All these three things are eternal. Nothing stops ever. Krishna is Bhagavan. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. He is always, will be, he is always God. It's not like, okay, now we'll choose one among the best. And Krishna, I think today is good. I think Tuesday is Krishna, Wednesday somebody, Thursday is somebody. No. Krishna is every day, every moment. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Worshipped where? Not in India. Across cosmic manifestations, across universes, across galaxies, he is being worshipped. You might choose somebody to worship in your street or your state. That's of no importance. Or somebody might say, I don't believe in Krishna being God. So what? You don't believe. That doesn't make any difference. You're one among the creepers of grass in my garden. That's all you are. Right? What are we? What are we? If you really look at what are we? Kahan pe hum log? What is our significance? One soul among unlimited souls. But does Krishna see like that? No. Krishna gives importance to that one soul also. That is why he is the most dearest friend. And he is actually the only friend that we have. One Prabhuji, my dear friend and also very nice Prabhuji, he told, Prabhu, if you don't want your heart to break, don't give your heart to anybody except Krishna. And by the way, he's a brahmachari. I was shocked when I heard that. He said, Prabhu, if you don't want your heart to break, don't give your heart to anybody except Krishna. Because Krishna will never break your heart, no matter what happens. But other places, Shisha ho ya dil ho. Film song yaad rehte hain, bhajan yaad nahi rehta. So the point is, Krishna introduces himself as the Supreme Person, and now in 12th chapter he's telling that what way coming back to me is the easiest. Okay? So we already spent some time, I don't want to repeat it. So let's go through the I don't know what's wrong with the here Arjuna is asking, please repeat the translation after me. We already read these verses, so I'm going a little 3 verses ahead, and then we'll discuss from the 4th verse. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect? Those who always properly engage in your devotional service? Or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? Right? So it's a direct question. Now, after knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Person, he's asking, who is more perfect to you according to you? The people who worship the unmanifested, the energy of yours, the unlimitedness of yours, or you yourself? Energetic and energy are 2 different things. Energy is coming from energetic, isn't it? Yeah. So here he's asking, whom should I worship? The energetic or the energy? And Prabhupada goes in detail explaining a lot of things. We discussed most of it last time. So now Krishna's answer. Please repeat after me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. Right? Krishna is telling, if you get connected to me as a person, you cannot get lost. You cannot get confused. Just come to me and understand me as a person. Come to me. And such people are most perfect. Most perfect. Okay? So let's go a little further. Now here in 3 and 4, please repeat the translation. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engage in the welfare of all, at last achieve. So here is saying that people who follow Brahman at last achieve him only again. But the path is very troublesome. The path is very long. Right? See, knowing what somebody wants to know you. Somebody wants to know you. He can directly come to your home and talk to you. Instead, he's visiting your plot in Shamshabad. He's looking at the plot. So he must be like this. He's estimating you based on your plot. Meaningless, right? And then he comes to your watchman outside your gate. Who is that person? How does he feel? How does he look like? Watchman is, you can go inside, you can talk to him. Now I want to ask you, what do you feel? So analyzing God, analyzing different ways. And finally he comes to your home and rings the bell. Sir, I wanted to meet you. Yeah, come and sit down, tell me what you want. Over. So Krishna is saying that ultimately by going to my plot, by seeing the board, you will come to my home only. But that whole path is very troublesome, isn't it? Why do you have to go to all those things? Directly come to me. You want to see Krishna? Go to Vrindavan. You can see Radha Raman. You can see Radha Gopinath. Radha Madan Mohan. You can go to Abbots. You can see Radha Madan. Why you have to speculate? Why you have to think about something? Isn't it? You know who is God. We know the address of God. We have his pictures. We have his songs. We have so much access. So much information is already given. Acharyas have all hotline numbers also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. That's the hotline number. And after that, you don't get to hear. Press 1 to Vaikuntha, 2 to Goloka. Directly go to Goloka. You chant this. We have all the information. All you have to do is chant his names. Right? So here Krishna in this verse is telling people who worship the unmanifested Brahman, they have to do so many things. They have to come from mode of ignorance to mode of passion to mode of goodness. After coming to mode of goodness, they have to think about welfare of all, serve here, serve there, become nice people. Then try to understand devotional service, then understand me, then come to me. Plot pe jao, watchman ke paas jao, analogy. Right? Instead, just understand me. Now, in the next verse, he becomes even more clear. Right? Yeah. From here onwards, we can discuss. Please repeat after me. Klesho adhika tarastesham. Klesho adhika tarastesham. Avyakta shakta chetasam. Avyakta hi gatir dukkham. Dehavabhir avapyate. Dehavabhir avapyate. Please repeat after me. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Not a direct verse. You can't expect even better, uncompromisingly saying that, Bhaiya, you have a body, you are embodied, you are personal. How can you connect to me through impersonal? You have to connect to me as personal only. And by the way, connecting to me as person, you will become very intimate to me. But if you don't go through this path, the path is troublesome. He's not saying the path is not possible. Right? See, that is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma, where everybody is allowed to do whatever they want to do, and we don't call anything nonsense. You can do what you want to do. But you tell them that this is easier. No? See, what can be a better path? Krishna told, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, Aham Tvam Sarvapapityo Moksheshyami. It's giving condition. सारे धर्म को छोड़ दो, मेरा ही मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वही धर्म है, यही का है. Very clear on that. Some people might say, Prabhu, it's very difficult for me. I can't surrender all dharmas and everything. Then same Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he says simple three things that everybody can follow: chant my names, dance, eat prasadam, and sleep. Sleep as in be happy, be merry. Yet these three things anybody can do, right? Can we all chant his names? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Can we dance? We all can dance. Come on, don't tell me. Everybody thinks that he is a great dancer, isn't it? Everybody is a dancer. And why is dance a medium of devotion? How is dance connected with devotion? Because when you dance, you let go your body. Just let go your body. You don't dance, thinking what is the right move. That is not dance. Dance is just. How do we dance? We lift our hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So joyfully. Devotees dance for hours. There are some retreats we attend. Maybe we also should have one Kirtan Mela kind of thing here, where we just have Kirtans for 8 hours. And there are devotees who dance for 8 hours. I have seen in New Vrindavan, in Pennsylvania, some Matajis faint while they are dancing. Some Prabhujis are dancing there, Mata is dancing here, they fall. Immediately they are given some prasadam. They sit down a little, they again come back and they start dancing. You can't dance like that for any Govinda songs. You can't do that. After half an hour, you'll change the song. But here we are just dancing, hearing the holy names. And we are not tired only. We are just dancing and so happily. And we are dancing for God. Nobody looks at you when you are dancing in a temple. The only one who should actually look at you is God. Right? And you are only presenting yourself. So when you are dancing, you actually leave your body. It's a full expression of love. When does anybody dance? When he becomes crazy. When every part of his body is happy. Isn't it? Have you seen somebody cry, upset, morose and dancing? Not possible. Nahi hota hai. We all dance in office on Monday morning. Of course, somebody makes you dance. That's a different thing, but we don't feel like Friday evening. Yes. So, aja dance. But because you like what you like to do, right? So dancing in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Alvars say that you should dance in such a way, chanting the holy names, that your knees should touch your forehead. That is dance. Can you not tell? Should jump and touch and dance in such a way, your knees should touch your forehead. People think bhakti means baitke tantra, swaha, swaha, swaha. Nahi, that is not bhakti. That is not bhakti. That is pure, like a ritual. Yeah, of course, there is an element of devotion also there, where you are saying everything belongs to you and I'm offering back to you. But bhakti that Alvars also is to practice is this, dance. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, chant my names and dance. And whenever you get tired in between, there is malpua, there is samosa, there is so much nice prasadam. How many here have gone to a hotel, pick and piece, gone to a hotel where you have seen 10 items on the menu. Lift your hand. 10 items. No, you're not gone to any hotel which is 10 items? Huh? Come on. Okay, I'm going to increase the number, don't worry. Starting with 10. How many here have gone to a hotel which has 50 items on the menu? 50 items. Huh? Okay. Recently, one person in our office was, we were giving a farewell to him, a senior person. So they asked me to come. I said, okay, I will come. Because it's difficult for me to eat out. But then I said, okay, I'll take some fruit juice or something. But I don't want to miss, because I kind of had certain function and they expect me to be there. So I went. And this hotel had 200 items. 200 items. I'm not going to tell the address. But it had 200 items, right? And I went there and there are 200 items and they all are like, oh, this hotel has 200 items, 200 items. Okay. So how many here have seen a hotel with 200 items? Anybody here? Not yet. You've seen. In Kartik Yatra, every year in Kartik Yatra, we do Govardhan Puja, and near Govardhan Hill, we offer Annakut. And after coming to ISKCON Society, after seeing what they do there, my interest of going to any hotel has completely been demolished. Like there is no interest on it. Why? Can you imagine how many items devotees make for Lord Krishna or Annakut on Govardhan? 1600 is minimum. 1600. What are you talking about? 200. Right? And you know how it is made? Devotion. It's lots of devotion. Not like, I want to make it, I want to show off people what I've made. My Guru Maharaj once, Zolas Radhanath Swami, it's my Guru. So he once made, paneer sabzi for Annakut. And everybody were waiting how to get that paneer sabzi. Right? So my target is also very key because I don't have devotion. Definitely he has devotion. So he's making it and he's going to offer it. Just imagine your Guru, say Jayapataka Swami or, all these great sannyasis. When they are cooking, what are they thinking? Just think about it. When they are cooking for God, what are they thinking? How absorbed they are in the thinking. How many have eaten? Of course you have eaten, but do you find a difference when you eat your mother's made cooking? Yeah? It's different, right? When you eat that, you completely, are happy. The moment you eat it, you're completely happy. And the way she gives it to you. Right? Just imagine Radharani cooking for Krishna and that is coming to you. And all these sannyasis are like servants of Srimati Radharani. And they are cooking, keeping completely as devotion in their mind. Right? 1600 devotees have prepared 1600 offerings with pure love, and they're all going to Krishna, and Krishna eats them and then it comes back to you. Right? So everybody's targeting, who is he want to. And when everything is kept in front of Govardhan, Prabhuji and Mataji's, it's like an acre. It's like an acre of prasadam. Acre is what? 4,800 square yards? Something like that. So that big land filled with only prasadam. And everybody are offering that prasadam. And often Brajvasis, and even in Mayapur, Bengali devotees, they're locals, on that day they are desperate to jump and take their share. Right? My God, it's like almost like I shouldn't say stampede, but like craziness when the offering is completed and they say that you can take. So that's the kind of that is what we see in devotion, right? And how many times we have made Chapan Bhog here in this satsang? Many times, right? For us, 100 items is like Anyor. Increase more. Anyor means give me more. There is a place in Govardhan called Anyur. How many have gone to that place? There is a place called Anyur. Because that's where Krishna, after giving everything, he said, give me more. Anyur. The place name itself is Anyur. So many things when you see in devotion, such kind of offerings you see in devotion, what interest will you have when you go to a hotel and somebody says, oh, itna bada menu hai, kya hai wo? Kuch bhi nahi. Right? There is no love and devotion there. And whatever you eat, it changes your consciousness. Vedas explain that the purity starts from your tongue. What you eat is what you are. Devotees are not the people who don't eat onion and garlic. Devotees are the people who eat prasadam. Our definition of food is not that without onion and garlic. Our definition of food is prasadam. Some people are like, Prabhuji, I'll go and eat without onion and garlic. That's not the goal of coming to ISKCON. I'll go and eat onion without onion and garlic. That's not why we have started devotion, right? Like a new way of saying, I'll not eat onion and garlic. Huh? They are serving without onion, I'll not. Right? That's not prasadam. There can be exceptions where you are in a situation where the prasadam is not available. So you pick up something and you have, it may not, you make sure that it doesn't have onion and garlic. That's okay. But doesn't mean that, I'm a devotee, I'll eat without onion and garlic. No. I'm a devotee, I eat prasadam. It's not changed. The purpose of why it is given. Right? So we eat prasadam. So much prasadam. When me and my family came to devotion, I used to be a little lean, not like this. Right? So my family was like, you don't eat this, you don't eat that, you don't eat this, you don't eat that. What do you eat? What do people eat? How can you eat without anything without onion and garlic? How can you make anything without onion and garlic? After some years of devotion, I'm thinking, how can you make anything with onion and garlic? It is so pungent. It is so, like, it takes the whole aroma of the room. So much smell it has, Yeah, I mean, there are some of us, like me, I used to order fresh onion. Now only cut, it should come. And after leaving it for some time, I don't even feel like smelling it. It is so pungent. It gives me headache, migraine. The moment you only know that when you leave it. Otherwise, you won't know it. Anyway, that class is not about onion and garlic, but point is prasadam. So Krishna is telling, surrender to me by doing what? Chant my names, dance, and have prasadam. Now you want to do this, or you want to stand like Hiranyakashipu on one leg and do tapasya? You decide. Which is easier path? A path which has so many activities for devotion, or a path where you want to sit in meditation and focus on the impersonal Brahman? Which is easier? Obviously activities, isn't it? How can you express your love for your spouse? Not a desperate question. How can you express How can you express your love for your spouse? By doing some activity for her. Just imagine, husband opens the door and the wife is sitting there meditating. Oh, like, what are you doing? I am in love with you. Oh, hey, what are you doing? I love you so much. Oh, what will that home give that husband? Nothing. Instead, as soon as husband comes inside, give him nice badam milk. Like, what's going on? Right? After that, tell him, today I cooked for you, your bindi fry. That fellow is fried. It's khatam, finished. Then he will tell me whatever you want, I'll give. For one bindi fry, a man can surrender his life. Because all that he wants is love. Activity. Right? We are not unexpressive, unreciprocative stones. We are not like that. We can reciprocate, we can express and you can share our love. When you love God, you love everyone. Right? And that should be expressive. When you go in front of Krishna, what are you going to do? Next time you go to temple. For some good. You cannot do it. But do you think that will really make the God feel nice? No. Right? So when next time when you go to Krishna, make something for him. When a festival comes, we have so many festivals, we make something for God. Isn't it? We make bhoga, we make items, activity, we do some bhajan, we read something. These are all activities for God. And he'll be so happy. My son has come to me. Krishna will be the most happiest person looking at all of us in this room because we are discussing his Bhagavad Gita. This is devotion. You are offering butter also. Yes. You like butter? That's your offering. He's a nice boy. Yeah, so see, Jagannath Rath Yatra is coming. Prabhuji, Jagannath Rath Yatra is coming. July 1st, he's going to come out for all the people who are not coming out of their houses. He's going to come out and he's going to look, literally searching for those people like this. You see Jagannath, right? Scanning through the apartments, he's going to see people inside. Mere bacche kidhar hai? Right? And we all have an opportunity. So are we all prepared to offer something to Jagannath when he's coming out? Are we all prepared? Come on, get prepared. Get prepared. We have a great service. Don't miss that day. I'm telling you right now. We have a great service on that day. That is July 1st. It's a Friday. And apply a leave right away. Even if it's a paid leave, apply. Right? And if your boss says it cannot, resign. Simple. Just resign. Yeah, you can do that. How many here feel that you can resign? Do you have the power to resign or you lost that power also? You can resign, right? Just resign. If you what the hell? Why did you resign? Then reverse the resign on July 2nd. That's okay. You can tell, sorry sir, I have rethought. But till July, if you resign July 1st, you'll get a leave. Again. So do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Don't give stupid reasons. My uncle has come to my home. Huh? We have a bring him also. Simple. Isn't it? Bring him also. If you want to go, you will go. Nobody on the planet will stop you. And we have a great service for this satsang. This satsang has a great service. You know what is that service? We have to serve prasadam to 50,000 people. We here, this hall, has to serve to 50,000 people. Probably serve to 1,000 people. He knows what it means. You will have a bucket. You will have a spoon, right? And then you will have another person with cups, right? So 2 people have to do it. 1 person can't do it. I tried. Doesn't work. 2 people. So, yeah. If husband and wife are having problems, that is the day. Take a bucket, take the cups. All problems will go away. Take it. So, take that, and then you start giving the cup, and then you start giving the cup. You go into the, as the Rath is going, we are behind the Rath. We are behind Jagannath, right? And then we are going into each shop. We are going to each gully. We are going somewhere. Some person doesn't even know Jagannath is going. Like, pull him out there. Look at Jagannath. Take the cup. Take the prasad. And believe me, there are people who are waiting for this for a whole year. How many have seen such people here? They literally are waiting. Like, Jagannath prasad aa raha hai. Jagannath is coming, right? I've seen Muslims, I've seen Christians, I've seen people, they just take that prasad. When it comes, they just take it. I've seen it. People stop their bikes. Sometimes their cars, traffic police is shouting. Devotees are running behind a car. The car windows are going down. Devotees are running and the prasad is given and the car goes. Right? It's craziness, madness. And you do that, Krishna will be very pleased. Yeah, bus. Some devotees got into a bus, got down next stage. Gave prasad, the entire bus they got down. And reverse bus they came back. Right? It's, some people even take a lot of risk. Literally running on the road when the bikes are going. You will take care. Rakhe Krishna, Mare Koi, Mare Krishna. He is the greatest insurer. He will take care. But what fun we have, Prabhuji. Do we have fun?
Yes.
Huh? But I tell you, next day, you have to apply leave. Because after carrying those buckets, for the software hands, you can't lift your hand next day. Literally, you need hardware. Next day, I served like that. Next day, I went to the morning. I had to keep the key in my car. I was not able to rotate the key. Key to chala gaya, rotate. That's okay, I'm going home now. Right? So, but so much fun. Whole family can enjoy. And we had all the children of our satsang in the last row, where they were holding covers and we were giving prasad. They were having whatever was being thrown, they were taking and putting in the dustbin. Like carrying the whole. Huh? Swachh Bharat. Yes, Swachh Bharat kids in the back. Right? Or even adults, whatever. Some of us can do that also. And some people in the truck, in the prasadam truck. My God. For 10 days they will smell like halwa only. All over the place. All over the place, you know. And that magic aspect of that khichdi or halwa. What do they make? हाँ वहाँ पे थोड़ा लगे खीर actually they make that kheer 6 o'clock in the morning and it is boiling hot like a volcano even at 8 o'clock in the night. I don't know how they make that. 8 o'clock in the evening, by mistake, if you keep your hand inside it, finish. Nirakara Nirguna. Right? And people have it like so much happy. And then you do all that service and go and pull the rope. Jagannath is very happy. If Jagannath is happy, none of us are going to come back to this planet. None of us are going to come back. We are not going to take birth again. Tektya deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. The one who understands my activities, does service to me, never takes birth again in this mortal world. Will not come back. No more software work, no more hardware work. Only Krishna work. Again. Yeah, it is possible. So please apply leave. Now itself I'm telling. On July 1st, which is a Friday, and July 2nd also we have Rath Yatra in Green Grace, this apartments. And July 2nd we have Rath Yatra in my home, Avatar. July 3rd, second year and third year, right? So your entire 3 days is filled with Rath Yatra and you're pulling Jagannath. So don't give that time to anybody on the planet. Anybody. Okay? Yeah. So Krishna here is telling, once again coming back. So Krishna is telling that the most intimate form of devotion is when you are serving me, connected to me. But the other way of devotion is very troublesome. Very, very long way of doing it. Right? Yeah, impersonal. Most of it we discuss in essence from passing by. Yeah. So the process of impersonalism is difficult because they have to control senses, fully dispose to all and engage in welfare of all, right? So controlling senses. This is difficult since senses are like the restless child. In Katha Upanishad, it is depicted the senses are like powerful horses. How difficult it is to cage a wild animal, trapping a wild elephant. How do you think an elephant is trapped? Does anyone know how is the elephant trapped? They dig a big hole, huge hole they dig, right? And why it comes into that hole? There also there is a female elephant, right? So there is opposite sex, and elephant gets attracted to that female elephant, and it is running behind that female elephant. and they make the female elephant run in such a way that it directly comes and falls in the ditch. And once the elephant falls in the ditch, it is not given food for 10 days. Right? And it is beaten, like with ropes and sticks. It is beaten like anything. The elephant, which can throw a 150 kg big person into the air, when it comes out of the ditch, a 50 kg person also can tell the elephant, sit down and get up. That weight surrenders. Right? That is how it. So, but what made it fall into the ditch? Uncontrolled senses. Uncontrolled senses. Right? So, similarly, just like an elephant, we also, if we surrender to that senses, then we also will fall into a ditch and will be beaten up. Right? So, we should control our senses. Now, how difficult it is to control your senses? Tell me. Is it difficult or no? Very difficult. Right? Just imagine, fully stuffed samosa. Already some senses are gone. Samosa itself is tempting on that fully stuffed. Like it? And then that date chutney. And both on the same plate. Finish. Okay? You just simply surrender. Right? So it's very difficult to control your senses. But the easiest way to control senses is to engage your senses in the service of the master of the senses. Who is the master of the senses? Rishikesha. Rishikesha means master of the senses. Rishikena, repeat after me. Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchate. Engage your senses in the service of master of the senses. That is Bhakti. That's all it is. Right? So you want to, you're very attracted to food. Your tongue is like a food factory, testing machine. You're attracted to taste. Go to temple. Go to ISKCON Juhu temple. Every day they have Chappan Bhog menu. Every day, ISKCON Juhu. Somebody already is booking this ticket. Right? Yeah, every single day they have a Chappan Bhog on the menu. It's a buffet, 56 items. And people go there. Right? You really are attracted. After some time, you say, okay, I'm done for Bhog. Is it difficult to control your senses when you're eating prasadam? No, prasadam is there. When you're coming to satsang, devotees have cooked so nicely. It's just being offered, you can see. Krishna has already had it. I am the only obstacle between that and you. Right? So bhakti makes such a great tapasya also look very simple. It's not difficult. When you are in association of devotees, it's not at all difficult. But when not in the association of devotees, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Right? So here, controlling of senses, it's very difficult. In the path of impersonalism, controlling senses is very difficult. There are some great expert people who try to control the senses in impersonal path and they fell down. Examples, Vishwamitra. Right? Vishwamitra, he could stand in between fire naked. In between fire. In Himalayan icebergs, like Himalayan ice mountains, he was naked in between the ice for thousands of years. That much he could control his senses. Right? But ultimately what happened? Menaka came, one sound of Jhumka. Jhumka gira re. Finish. All is tapasya gone. Why? Because there is no Krishna in that. Vishwamitra was following the impersonal path of trying to achieve the energies of God. He didn't go and surrender to Krishna. Later on, he surrendered. It's difficult. You can try, you will fall. You can try. There are so many people who try to portray themselves as gurus. Half of them are sitting in jail. Half of them are going to go to jail. Eventually, because it's not possible. How can you? How can you control your senses without serving Krishna, without the help of Krishna? Not possible. In parampara, in disciplinic succession, Guru Parampara, we make sure that we have association, Gurus are monitoring us, serving us, we are serving them, right? And there is a process, there is prasadam, there is kirtan, there is satsang. You won't fall down. You can't be a brahmachari, get married. Krishna is not against sex life. Krishna is not against marriage. They get married. Beget nice children. Make them Krishna conscious. Stay in Krishna conscious. Have a nice, married life. Grahastha ashram. There is all ashram given to that. You don't need to do something that you can't do. You can utilize everything in Krishna's service. Right? You consider your husband as a devotee of Krishna, serve him. You consider your wife as a devotee of Krishna, serve her. You consider your children as prasadam from Krishna. Take care of them. Is it difficult to do this? No. Right? So everything is there. All you so controlling senses for a bhakta is very easy. So there are 4 kinds of people. Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, Bhaktas. Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, Bhaktas. Karmis are what? The people who like to work, and they even go and sometimes do things in the name of devotion just to get their work done. Right? Thereafter senses and sense enjoyment. And they also go to temples. They also have some ratam in the house. They also have some homam in the house. They also do all those ritualistic things. But their karma is very simple. Krishna, mera danda, tumhara danda, tumhara danda. Your God, your business, my God. Don't come into mine and disturb mine. I will come to you every Thursday, I'll give you. You stay there, I'll stay here. Don't come to me. I will not come to your house. Not exactly like that, but that's what it means. Right? They don't want more than. God should be a part of your life, not your life itself. God is part of your life, not your life itself. That is their philosophy. Next comes Jnanis. Jnanis are who? The people who want to get knowledge. And they are most attracted. And they are most attracted to what? They are most attracted to impersonal Brahman. They get a book, they will eat that book. Completely finish that book. Right? And then they get so much knowledge and they start speculating with the knowledge. If you go and ask them, who is God? Their answer is so complicated that nobody will understand what their answer is. Right? So many people in the internet give that kind of answers. My God. Is it so difficult to tell who is God? Once Prabhupada called one small girl, Saraswati. Some impersonal organization people came to Prabhupada. Right? I don't want to name that organization. Very famous. So 3 sannyasis from that organization came. And like, Swamiji, you are telling God's definition in a very simple way. Actually, you cannot tell like that. There is a much more understanding that you have to explain people of what is God. And say, wait a second. Prabhupada called, Saraswati, come here. Little Saraswati came, like small girl, maybe 4-year-old girl. And Prabhupada asked, Saraswati, who is God? It's a small girl. Krishna. Prabhupada opened that bottle of cookies. He gave one cookie. He gave it to her. And then Saraswati started. He said, Prabhupada said, Saraswati, one more question. Yeah, what is it? Who is Krishna? God. Oh, one more cookie. Now he asked, your sannyasi, do you have any questions? And the sannyasi are looking at me. Because what kind of definition do they like? What kind of definition do they like? Who is God? God is an energy that comes from a round surface which has magnetic force which reflects through the planets and which is really absorbing your consciousness within the gambit of the darkness which brings light. You know what people write below that? Wow. Guruji is speaking very deep knowledge today. I've seen that nonsense in internet. That fellow can't even tell anything about God and is being worshipped as Guru. He has no understanding of what is God. And there are so many people like that. There's so many people like that doing nonsense in the name of God. But they don't dare to tell who is God. Why they don't dare to tell who is God? Anybody? They don't know who is God. They don't know. They are in mode of ignorance. They don't know. And they don't want to surrender. So such a Jnanis. Knowledge. Okay, next. Karmis, Jnanis. Next is who? Yogis. Yogis are the people who focus on the Paramatma within their heart. And they are very attracted to the yogic powers that they get. Siddhis. They get siddhis. Actually get siddhis. There are people who can read your mind. There are people who can change your mind also. Like that. They have some yogic power. They are very attracted to that. Right? And there are also some yogis who concentrate on they concentrate by meditation path, they concentrate on the Paramatma within their heart. That is still better. Karmis are see, if you are going to Tirupati, how many are going to Tirupati? By road, anybody? By road? Yeah. Okay. So, Karmis are the people who will keep telling we'll go to Tirupati, they'll never go. Jnanis are the people who go on the car and at the far away they see like a clouded thing. They don't know what it is when they're driving towards Tirupati. Yogis are the people who finally see the Tirumala hill. Bhaktas are the people who finally take darshan of Supreme Lord. As simple as that. Right? Now coming to Bhaktas. What do the Bhaktas do? Fourth category. Worship, surrender, have a relationship with the Supreme Lord. They have a relationship. They speak to Krishna. How many of us spend 5 minutes in our day going and speaking to the Supreme Lord? Different. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, there is nobody else. You and God. That's it. You are not a male, you are not a female. When you are sleeping, are you a male or a female? Nothing. We don't know what we are. We're just sleeping, isn't it? So in front of God, you are not a man, you are not a woman, you are not anything. You are just part of Him, and you are talking to the source. Right? Aham bija pradapitaha. He is your source, and you are talking to Him. And it's very good to talk to Him. We should develop that practice that every day, 5 minutes, you go to God and you spend time with God. So this is Prashadam. It is coming from the Supreme Lord. So Krishna wanted me to speak some meaningful things, so he sent me this. Now I am on your neck. Now it will speak some sense. Anyway. So Bhakta means the one who is absolutely dwelling in the relationship with Krishna. Surrendering his life to Krishna. Right? A beautiful relationship. And Prabhujan Mataji's Bhakta is not a person who ever complains to Krishna. He never complains. In fact, Bhakta is a person who expects difficulties in his life. Very difficult to digest. Why would I expect? I should be a psycho if I'm expecting difficulties. I should be like some psychiatric problem patient that I'm expecting difficulties. Now, why did I say that Bhakta expects difficulties in his life? Anybody? Huh? Okay, remember Krishna more, yes. Why would a devotee expect difficulties? Like everything good is going on, and devotee is like, something bad is going to happen. But let it happen. Huh?
This is a place of music.
Exactly. What is this place? Repeat after me. Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Krishna is telling the definition of this material world is this Dukhalaya and Ashashvatam. Everything is temporary. Ashashvata means everything is temporary. Everything is temporary here. Dukhalaya means what? Alaya means place. Place. Bhojanalaya means what? The place where you get bhojan. Vidyalaya means what? A place where you get knowledge. Dukhalaya means what? Place of miseries. Right? Place of miseries. And what is the most difficult misery for people to go through in Kali Yuga? Most difficult misery. Not production support. Not implementations. Huh? Most difficult misery is when the whole world misunderstands you. And the most loved person in your life, on whom you have invested all your energies, misunderstands. That's the most painful. Most painful. You can't even imagine. A daughter-in-law is telling, my mother-in-law misunderstands me. A mother-in-law is telling, my daughter-in-law, I never told. Misunderstands. Husband is telling, my wife misunderstands. Wife is telling, my husband misunderstands. And the most painful is when your children will misunderstand you. That stage also will come, where they will completely misunderstand you. Whatever you have done for them, they'll misunderstand them. And you cannot tell them. You just have to shut your mouth and accept it. Very difficult. Dukkhala doesn't mean that you're standing on a road, lorry will come and hit you. That and all is easy. You go to hospital, you get cured. But the most difficult Dukkhala aspect is, mental torture. When your family doesn't understand you, when your parents don't understand you, right? When the people whom you love don't understand you, that's the most difficult part. How many agree with this? Yeah? You can face anything in life, but not misunderstandings. That is not a Dukkhala. But when Krishna comes into your life, when Krishna comes in between your life, into your family, he will play the role of making everybody understand that love exists in the family. He will make sure that. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma culture. That a family never broke. A family never broke because Krishna is holding everybody. Not that our ancestors understood their wives and husbands. No, it's not possible. It's not possible for two false egos to stay under one roof. It's not possible. But it is possible when there is Krishna in the center. But it is possible when there is satsang in the center. One devotee came and told me that, Prabhu, I cannot think of spending one more day with my wife. It was a honest confession. I cannot think of it. But you know what, Prabhu? I don't want to set a wrong example in the satsang. Because satsang family will misunderstand me. I can't take that, so I will continue with my marriage. I will tolerate her, she will tolerate me. Because I don't want to lose this satsang. I don't want to lose this bigger family. Prabhu, this is how our country has been. One family, Vasudeva Kutumbam. Means what? This is the support. Everybody has problems. I also have big problems. If I tell my problems, you'll never tell your problems. The Prabhu, आपके से इतना हो रहा है? I'm better off. The more you progress in bhakti, or more years and more surrender or more whatever. I'm not saying I've done anything more. Tests also will become more, right? 12th grade test is difficult than first grade or no? Yes. According to your progress, your test also, your question paper also changes. You can't sit in 12th grade and tell, give me first grade. A for apple, B for. No. 12th grade test paper will be for 12th grade students. And first grade test paper will be for first grade students. And both of them are equally difficult for those students. And nobody is superior here saying, I'm writing 12th grade paper. No. तो बहुत रो रहा है वो कम रो रहा है लेकिन दोनों रो रहे हैं I think devotees understand this. Why devotees are happy? There are only two people happy on the planet: mad fellow and a devotee. You see a mad fellow on Gachibowli Crossroad? Absolutely happy. No tension, no time sheet, no phone call. हो गया वो, पागल हो गया. Absolutely. Completely happy. Completely oblivion of the world, isn't it? Same way when a devotee में पागल है क्या? He understood that सब पागल है. He's happy. When you are clear that you cannot find happiness anywhere, you become happy. You become absolutely happy. That this is going to happen, it happened. This is what you are going to tell me. I knew. So he recognizes where he is and he surrenders to Supreme Lord, maintaining a beautiful relationship with Krishna. Arjuna was the happiest person in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He was the happiest person. Because he knew that is Dukhalaya. He has to kill his grandfather, everything. But he has Krishna with him. And Krishna is looking at him. Right? So life is very nice with Krishna. Without Krishna, there is no life. Right? We are very fortunate that we have satsang, we have devotees, we have relationships. And this is the greatest shield that we have, which is protecting us. People are going and paying thousands of rupees to psychiatrists. And you know what do they get in return after paying the 1,000 rupees? Neend ki goli. That's all they give. It's simple. So if you don't speak, you don't fight, right? For you not to speak, sleep. People are going mad. People, such a sorry incident. People are killing children, taking guns. Why? Because there's no one to talk to. There's nothing to learn from. Right? No responsibility. What responsibility do people carry today? There is no responsibility. See, when you become a parent, you become responsible, isn't it? When you see, as a teenage boy, you're not that responsible, or a teenage girl. You're not. But when you get married, one level of responsibility comes. That now I have to be loyal to my beloved. I have to be loyal to my partner. And when you have a child, you get into much more responsibility. That I have to give a future to this child. I brought this child into this planet. Now I have to give some future to this child. In the same way, when you become Krishna conscious, you become more responsible. Automatically, you become more responsible. Your every act has an impact on others. Right? So Krishna protects you through all this. And a devotee, he expects problems because he knows problems will come. He knows problems will come. But he also knows why problems are coming. And he also understands how Krishna is going to help him. For every problem, when Krishna is there, there is a nice solution and there is a meaning to that problem. Otherwise, the problem is very difficult to handle. And trust me, all of us are going to face the most difficult problems. Don't think that you have done your IIT, IIM, ISB and no problems will come. Bigger problems will come. Problems will come. Health problems will come. Wealth problems will come. But a devotee is always happy on Sunday evening. Again, that is the beauty. But other people, what do they have? They have nothing. They can only keep meditating on problem, 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 problem. Right? My god brother, Zorgopal, very beautifully says, if you get a problem, do you have a way to solve it? Yes. Be happy. You don't know how to solve it? No. Be happy. You anyway don't know how to solve it. So why are you upset? Be happy. Right? So it's our choice to be happy. Pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. Repeat after me. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. लगेगा, pain तो लगेगा. लेकिन I don't want to continue suffering with it. And that is possible only when you understand that you are in a place which is made for miseries. And the biggest misery is death itself. Death itself is the biggest misery. All of us are going to die here. I don't know how many are convinced. 2022, we are all here. How many of you think 2062 will be a lift your hands? Really? How many of you think 2052 will be here? 42? 32? याद है क्या? Half liter what? 23? How many of you can guarantee and tell me 2023 you will be alive? None of us. Let's make it more. What is it? Scary. How many of you believe today night you will go out of this apartment? It's like Ramsey brother. You can't even guarantee that. The Prabhuji is already looking at the door. Sunil Satsang Prabhu just entered the room. He doesn't know that he can't go out. See, the point is we don't even know how our certainty of next movement, right? So what are we complaining about? Be happy in the current moment. Chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Nicely dance, nicely have prasadam. Be ready whenever it comes. Krishna, I am ready. Again, no attachment in this planet. You should be disgusted with this material life. Yes, you should be disgusted. Meaning, there is no happiness there. There is happiness where there is Krishna and devotees. Otherwise, there is no happiness. It doesn't exist. And devotee is absolutely prepared for this. Any problem that comes. I have one devotee. He met me like 6 months back. I went to the temple and he came. His name is Varavatar Prabhu. And nice devotee. Gujarati devotee, I think. And he has 3 daughters. One is doing engineering, one is in US, one is studying here, all that. And he came and told Prabhu, I wanted to go Seva. Where can I do? He said, there is also a ISKCON Goshala. I said, go there. Or we have a private, whatever, Vaishnava Seva doing there. You can do. I said, Prabhuji, very nice. You know, I like, once we did a festival, he came to was speaking so nicely to me. We were like having a nice conversation. And he's a very young person, hardly 48 years old. They get married very young, you know, in those families. And he has big daughters. Just 1 month back, he had some chest pain and went to a doctor, went to a diagnostic. They told he is in the 4th stage of cancer. And at the most, he gets 2-3 months. And they are trying to fight. They are trying to fight and see what can happen. I was devastated. I couldn't believe that it happened there. I called him. Prabhuji, Dandot from Prabhuji. I can't share everything I spoke, but I'll tell you the essence. I told Prabhuji, ye to aana hi tha. Look at his consciousness. 3 daughters unmarried. Right? And at the juncture of his life, when he has finally settled, devotion going on nicely. What is the big deal? No, bro, I'm absolutely fine. Krishna wants me to go, I'm ready. I'm only asking if Krishna can give some more time to fix my responsibilities. But I'm sure even if I don't, Krishna will take care. He's absolutely, my God, you are looking at him. I said, devotion works. Devotion works. It's a practical example. It works. What more can be more devastating? He's going to die. Recently, he went to Bombay. He wanted to meet his guru. He met his guru. Gurudev said, no problem. Chant nicely. Go back to Krishna. Yes, Gurudev. I'll continue my chanting. Over. He's prepared. Right? Are all of us prepared like that? We should be. Because it could be for anybody. The only difference between us today and tomorrow or day after is one diagnostic center report. That's all it is. One fine day, the normal range is 1 to 12. Your range is 26. Finish. What does it mean? And after that, next test, next test, next test. And you're like, Prabhu, you are in trouble. Then what will you do? Complain? You go to Krishna and complain. Why did it happen to me? मेरे साथ क्यों हो रहा है? अच्छा बच्चा, बोला बच्चा. What do you complain? This is Dukkhalaya Mashashudam. And what is the Dukkhalaya? Your body is the Dukkhalaya. Your body is the Dukkhalaya. Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Your soul is Chit, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Your body is Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Exactly opposite. You're eternal, blissful, always happy. Your body is temporary, filled with diseases, and can never be happy. Temporary, isn't it? So devotee understands all this, and devotee is very happy. Now you understand why he expects miseries? When everything good is going on in his life, when all the plans are being executed as it is, a devotee thinks, okay, Krishna, maybe you want things to happen. That's why they happen. He is not very affected. Matras Prashastu Kaunteya, Sita Ushna, Sukha Dukkada, Agama Apayana Nitya Stam Stiksha Bharata. He is not touched by summer or winter. He is not touched by happiness or distress. Because he knows all this is temporary. Everything is temporary. You are going through the most difficult time, it's temporary. Life itself is temporary. What are we complaining about? Right? What are we fighting for? Somebody is fighting, a battle in a court for a property. Somebody is fighting a battle in the office for an appraisal. Right? Somebody is fighting a battle for some recognition in some society. Right? What are we going to fight? What are we fighting for? Tomorrow morning we don't know whether it will be here or not. Be happy. Be actually be. When will you be happy? If you go in internet and go to YouTube and say 100 things to do before you die. You don't want to do those 100 things before you die. Because those things will make you more unhappy. What will make you happy is what Parikshit Maharaj did when he got to know that he's going to die. What did he do? He heard Srimad Bhagavatam. He told, tell me the Supreme Lord where I'm going to go. See, if your parents come to you, so there are some unmarried girls here, they can, Mataji's, your parents come to you, you're going to marry this person. Oh, don't you want to know how he is? Who is he? What will he be like? Prabhuji also. Right? You're going to marry this girl. Don't you want to know what kind of person she is? What she does? How she is? You want to know, right? You all are going back to Krishna. Don't you want to know where you are going to go? How that person is? Are you eager or no?
Yes.
Yes. We should spend our maximum time planning our visit to Goloka. Not to revisit this Nrutyaloka. This is Nrutyaloka. We don't want to revisit it. We are planning to go to him. That is devotional service. And we should perform activities which will keep us conscious on those things. All our life should be that activities only. Devotion is not for old people. Or rather, devotion is not only for old people. Devotion is for a 5-year-old boy. How old are you? 5 years. I'm sorry. Gurujit. Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram. 5-year-old man.
5-year-old boy has to start devotional life because that is how he'll remain happy throughout his life. Today, if I call for satsang outside, all old people come. Old people. They'll come and sit. I'm not against them. But I really want to ask, where are your children? Where are your children? Where did you leave your children? They are not interested. तो पैदा ही क्यों किया ऐसे लोगों को? Why did you give birth to children who are a burden on the society, who don't want to sit down and hear about God? And why are you hearing about God? Go get your children. Once I told like that in Satsang. One Prabhuji was like, Prabhuji, what is your problem if I come and sit? How can I bring my child? He's not interested. I asked him, did you transfer all your properties to your child? Said no. Go tell him that if you don't come to Satsang, you'll not transfer a single property. Prabhuji, I can't do that. Like, come on. It's our responsibility to bring our next generation to Satsang. Our responsibility. Don't blame them. Don't blame them. We are to blame. We are in a society where parents take the blame till their deathbed. Even if you are 70-year-old, your mother is 90-year-old, she is responsible for your upbringing. Even when you are 70-year-old, that is the culture of Sanatana Dharma. We don't leave our responsibility till we die. Not a मेरा बच्चा बड़ा हो गया, जो करेगा करेगा, लोग मरेगा मरेगा. No, right? That is our culture, and we take the responsibility. And devotion is most important aspect, not only one of the most important aspect, because this is what will keep us happy. This is what will keep us happy. And devotion is what Krishna is saying will keep him also happy. There is only one thing that Krishna expects from us. What does he expect? Donation. If somebody gave a donation and is thinking I've done something for Krishna, you will make him laugh. Krishna will laugh. Because Ananta Koti Lakshmi Devis are massaging his feet. What donation are we talking about? Right? What does Krishna expect from us? Love. Love, that's all. Krishna wants love. He wants to give love. He wants to accept love. There are only two things which will give happiness to all of us. To love somebody and to be loved by somebody. Isn't it? Everything else is apart. Kuch bhi karo. Everything else is a medium to achieve this. Is a medium to achieve. To love somebody and to be loved by somebody. And if that somebody is Krishna, you are absolutely happy. And if that somebody is devotees, you are absolutely happy. Because these people will forgive everything you do, will always give you what you don't even deserve. That's called mercy. Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhobhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. What does it mean? Devotees are like those desire-fulfilling trees who will give you everything that you don't even deserve. Right? You might have the most horrible thoughts, the most horrible habits, but when you come to satsang, devotee will help you. Devotee never rejects anybody. Why? Because devotee thinks this person is a guest of Krishna. Right? He's a guest of Krishna. How can you reject a guest of Krishna? He's coming to satsang. He's coming to temple because he's a guest of Krishna, and my job is to serve. Right? And you'll be most happy and blissful in devotion. Right? So Krishna is explaining. Let's go to one more verse. 12.6 and 7. Ye tu sarvani karmani Mai sanyasya matpara ananyanaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upashate tesham aham Dharta Mrityu Samsara Sagarat Bhavamina Chirat Partha Mai Aveshita Chetasam. Translation, please repeat after me. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities onto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Everything you need to know is already there. What are we supposed to do? Okay, let's take one at a time. Everybody, look at that, raise your hand and tell me one thing that Krishna is telling. 1 point. Just lift your hand so everybody can. Yes, boy, what is he saying? Worship him. Next.
Give up all their activities to him.
Give up all their activities to him. Yes, yes, bro.
Always meditate upon.
Always meditate upon him. Yes, bro.
Fix your mind on him.
Fix your mind on Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Devoted to me without any deviation. Yes, Mataji. Yes. He's target oriented. Swift development. Yes, somebody else? Always meditating upon Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, well. Provide service to him. Yes. Right? So once again, I'm reading it. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities onto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in my devotional service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am a swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. But this is a lot. Prabhu, itna dena mushkil. One Sunday evening I can give. One Sunday evening I can give. More than that is difficult. I can give. Come on, be practical. Right? Difficult. Monday morning, somebody else is Supreme Personality about it. But point is, it's difficult. Doesn't Krishna know? Doesn't Krishna know that it is difficult for us? He knows. Not everybody can do this. Single statement means a lot. But those who worship me, what does it mean? You should only worship him. Meaning, does it mean I will not worship Ganeshji? I will not worship Hanumanji? No, it means me, Hanumanji, Ganeshji, everybody is taking shelter of Krishna only. And when I am going to Ganeshji also, I am asking him to recommend me to Krishna only. I know the source of everything is Krishna only. I am dependent on him only. It means a lot. It's not that easy. There is a great sannyasi in ISKCON. His name is His Holiness Bhaktivika Swami Maharaj. So once I was attending his lecture, and he told, he came to Charlotte in one Prabhuji's house. Right? So he was giving a lecture, and he told, today I can't speak much because he had a root canal. He had a root canal treatment that very day. But the program was already scheduled. There were like 200 people in the hall. So he could not cancel the program. But he said, I'll come. I'll come and do. So he came. Now, Bhaktivika Swami Maharaj is one of the most staunch sannyasis in ISKCON society. I think all sannyasis are great, but he has some very, very special ways of preaching. Now, he came to that satsang, and then he is telling that he was barely able to speak. And that hall had, coincidentally, the hall had more than 70% Gujus, Gujarati society in Charlotte, in North Carolina. So it had. So Bhaktivika Maharaj also speaks Hindi. Fluently he speaks Hindi. So in Hindi he was telling, मैं आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ लेकिन बहुत दर्द है, like that. Then that day he told something, look how a sannyasi thinks. He told, I thought I am completely surrendered to Krishna. He's telling that I thought I'm completely surrendered to Krishna. Something like that he told, not the exact words. But on that dentist chair, when he made me sleep and he was going to put that motor inside my teeth and pull the unnecessary things out and do the root canal. When it went inside, from the teeth, it slipped suddenly to the side and it pierced through the skin inside. It happens when you're doing the dental treatment. What the sound that came out is ah! And then I realized, why couldn't I tell Krishna? Why Krishna did not come out of my mouth? That means I have no hope of going back to Krishna. When I heard that, I was like, why? He's a sannyasi, he's the initiating guru. And he is setting a standard and he's saying that in that moment of pain, why only a sound came out? Why Krishna's name did not come out? How many of us will say Krishna's name when that happens? Parikshit Maharaj told Krishna's name. Prahlad Maharaj told Krishna's name. Dhruv Maharaj told Krishna's name. Bhagavatam explains, Ambarish Maharaj told Krishna's name. Ritu Maharaj told Krishna's name. Kranti Dev Maharaj told Krishna's name. Are we going to tell Krishna's name? Yam yam vapi smaram bhav. Right? At that time, you have to smaran whom? Krishna's name. Is it naturally coming to you? Or are you putting an effort? Have we gone to a point? Have we gone to a point where Krishna's name is naturally coming to us? If we have not gone to that point, that means we still need a lot of treatment. We are not ready for that moment. It's very easy to say, Marte hua jo jayega, Sikandar kehlayega, song is okay. But are you ready for that moment? Are you ready? Are you so much absorbed in Krishna that when the pain comes, immediately the first name that comes out is Krishna? Are you ready there? If you're not there, then we have a lot to do. So be more regular to satsangs, be more timely on satsangs, be more sincere on satsang. Because we need, this is the only hope of remembering Krishna, right? What does a satsang do? Prepares us for that moment. Whole life is preparation, death is the examination. Death is examination. But whole life is preparation for that moment. When that moment comes, are you going to remember Krishna? It's very difficult, huh? Kulashekar Alvar is saying, what is that? Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankajantam Adyaiva Me Visatu Manasaraja Hamsa Prana Pranaya Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pitto Kantha Vardhana Vidho Smaranam Kutaste. He's saying, Krishna, at the time of death, my neck will be choked with bile and mucus and pus. I can't even think of your name. I can't remember. My mind is completely choked up. Now I'm absolutely fine. Take me. Say, now I'm absolutely fine. I'm ready. I'm completing my question. Conscious. Take me. Is it the time of death? I may or may not remember you. It's very difficult. And when Krishna is saying, worship me. Worship me at what situation? All situations, worship me. That sentence means a lot. Do you worship Krishna? Yes, Prabhu. No. Are we worshipping in all situations? In all situations, are we worshipping Krishna? Pandavas worshipped Krishna in all situations. All situations. Everything was snatched away. Everything. They worshipped Krishna. They got everything back. They worshipped Krishna. They got thoroughly insulted. They worshipped Krishna. Their wife was disrobed. They worshipped Krishna. Their children were beheaded. Their children were beheaded. 5 Pandava children did not have their heads on the bed. Ashwadama took their heads and went to Duryodhana. They worshipped Krishna. Right? That is called surrender of us. So worship me. Then what is he saying? Giving up all your activities onto me. Are we ready for that? Are you ready to take up most difficult job and continue in that job because the job allows you to stay in that city where there is satsang? Can you do that? If you're ready. Are you ready? Tomorrow morning, your boss is going to remember all your mistakes for the last 10 years. I know devotees. I've seen. I'm not like them, but I'm amazed that they are going through torturous jobs only to get that one day free to come to satsang. And they're so attached to satsang. They're going through everything. You go and tell them, you'll find an alternative. Like, Prabhuji, chalta hai. Chalta hai. That's not important. This is important. For me, this is important. I don't need anything else. Career gap bhad mein, paise gap bhad mein. I'm very happy with my life. I'm getting my association. I'm making spiritual progress. My family is with me. Done. If I can't earn more, I can spend less. You have two choices, right? You can earn more. You can spend less. It's your decision to make. By spending less, you have more time. By earning more, you don't have any time. Devotees are very focused. Very focused. I don't want to glorify devotee when he is here, but Nilesh Prabhu is here. Outside. Very focused. मेरे को वही जॉब चाहिए जहाँ पे मेरे को टाइम मिलता है. I'm happy with what I have. Very focused. You should have that. Doesn't it? Your friend in LinkedIn might become chairman of some company, and you're still senior software engineer. Will that make you comfortable? Your entire college mates have become stalwarts in the industry. You are nowhere in that line. They might be earning 1 crore 10 lakh salary. Your salary is only 7 lakhs. Are you okay with it? No, ऐसा नहीं है. Giving up all your activities onto me. बहुत भारी statement है. Giving up all your activities onto me. But a Krishna conscious devotee will not think twice to lead a life, any kind of life, for Krishna. Giving up all your activities doesn't mean that I'll resign and go to Himalayas. No. Krishna ended onto me. Right? A Krishna conscious devotee has to be the best employee on the floor. A Krishna conscious devotee has to be the best husband. A Krishna conscious devotee has to be the best wife. Not escaping wives in the name of devotion. Not escaping husband in the name of devotion. Not escaping employee in the name of devotion. No. Everybody on the floor should feel proud of you. Then Krishna will be happy. Recently I was attending this. There is a youth center here in Nasingi, and Radhesham Prabhu came, and there are like around 25 children studying in CBIT, some other colleges. They're all being trained in Krishna consciousness. They all live like a hostel. And the day I went, they were giving awards to children. For what? Not for chanting 16 rounds, for coming first in the class. Because we want devotees who are not irresponsible. Right? Devotees should take care of their families. Devotees should take care of their parents. Devotees should take care of their husband, their wife, their children, in service of Krishna. That is what pleases Krishna. That is what pleases Krishna. Nahi, Prabhu, my wife is like this, my children are useless, my parents don't understand me, I don't care, my job is not good. I am surrendering to Krishna. The Krishna is not. I am an unemployment exchange or what? Would you want to recruit such fellow who is giving up his family and coming to the office? No. Krishna also doesn't like such people. Arjuna, He was a great husband, a great king, a great archer, and he was emotionally so much bonded with his family. When Arjuna was crying at the death of his son Abhimanyu, Krishna didn't tell him, "What are you crying? Bhattras Pachastu Kaunteya, told na, it should be equal." No, he didn't say that. Krishna also cried. When Abhimanyu was killed, Krishna cried. Supreme Personality of God is crying because he knows that there is something called emotion, there is something called love. Abhimanyu was trained by Krishna personally when they were in Vanvas. He was in Dwarka getting trained with Krishna. And in front of his eyes, he was horribly killed. The great warrior getting a death of horrible death. You can't even imagine such death even in today's age. You can't imagine that kind of death he got. Right? So, devotion, it doesn't make you emotionless. A person who can't love his wife can't love God also. You need to have that thing in you. You can't love your parents, you can't love God. You can't love your children, you can't love God. Panditaha Sarma Darshina. He has to see that God in everybody. And love doesn't mean that you accept everything the opposite person does. No, may not be. But still, you should have that compassion towards others. Right? Are you all with me? Yeah? And that is what it means. Giving up their activities onto me. Meaning continuing their activities, keeping Krishna in the center. Next, being devoted to me without deviation. Meaning what? You don't take any other insurance policy except Krishna. Doesn't mean that you don't take your insurance. That is also given by Krishna. Right? You take insurance, but the assurance is from Krishna. That you understand. Right? And without deviation. You're not going to change. Your enthusiasm for bhakti will not decrease with age. Your enthusiasm for bhakti will increase with every single satsang. Your services should increase. Every person sitting here, Prabhuji Mataji, your services should increase. In 2021, you came to your first satsang. 2022, you are attending satsang. 2023, you are chanting 16 rounds. 2024, everybody in the house is chanting 16 rounds. Make it possible. 2025, you are only eating prasadam. 2026, you are hosting satsangs regularly. 2027, you are conducting satsangs. 2028, you are serving the society. 2029, you're just doing more and more. That is how your spiritual life should be like a fountain, which is putting the pressure up, keeping the water up. Can fountains stay stagnant without pressure? No. Your spiritual life should be like that. Every single Mataji here, every single Prabhuji here can do a lot. Can do a lot. You can find your service. I don't know if that Mataji came here, but Central University student. Where is it, Mataji? She here today? No, she is not here. I was telling her, she's studying in Central University. I said, Mataji, there is no satsang happening in Central University. Krishna has sent you here to start a satsang in Central University. So, Prabhuji, I came here to do my MBA. She is a disciple of Lokanath Swami Maharaj. I told your goal is Mataji. Next year, same day, Lokanath Maharaj should be in Central University. We are doing a satsang. Create that. Start thinking about it. Now she's thinking, how can I bring students? How can I bring? See, suddenly what happened? Your entire consciousness towards your college has changed. How can you bring your colleagues to Krishna consciousness? How can you bring your neighbors to Krishna consciousness? Right? Your entire outlook towards life changes. We are starting a new batch in my home, Krishna. We are starting, every year we start a new batch. And should be excited about it. Already some 24 families have registered. They are all going to come. Who are they? Children of Krishna. They're guests of Krishna. We have to serve. Right? And then they all will start chanting. One day they all will start dancing. They all will start becoming Krishna conscious. Isn't it the most happening and amazing thing to see in life? Right? When you start preaching, you will enjoy your life. Because you see the transformation happening in front of you. You will see yourself. How I was, how I became. In front of you, you'll see. They explain that you want to see your childhood, you should see your son. You want to see death, you should see your father. You will see both the truths, birth and death. You see your father and even your son. The same way, when you see people changing their lives in front of you, right? In this very house, Mahesh Prabhu, very good. Mahesh Prabhu and Prashanti Mataji, right? We all know Mahesh Prabhu here. Yeah, he is the most happening devotee in our satsang. Enthusiastic. Yeah. We met for the first time in satsang here. Right? In satsang here, in this very great community, in the hall, and Prabhuji came for the first class, and along with Mataji, and I was asking everybody, can I share? I was asking, what expectations do you all have? Like, I have the audio recording also. We never used to do video recording then, only audio. So everybody was speaking, and Prabhuji's turn came, and Prabhuji brought, I don't know why I'm here. My wife brought me. My wife brought my wife told, come, I have to come and say, I'm no interest. But I want to see what you want to tell me. I'll learn and see. Look what he's doing here. He's conducting satsang in my own Vihanga. He's conducting satsang in aliens. He's happy. He's become more happy. This is not something, we all take more responsibility. He's taking more responsibility. And more responsibility is more happy. We all should be part of this. We can bring Sanatan Dharma back to this tract of land by doing services. Not by taking a yellow flag and running on the road. That also is important, but this is also important. That we should all learn Bhagavad Gita in and out. Right? Without deviation happens only when you have faith. If you don't have faith, you easily get deviated. You should have faith that Krishna is the only shelter. Right? Krishna is the only shelter. We should have that faith. Next, engaged in devotional service. Devotional service. Prabhupada, when he had to translate bhakti, the word bhakti, he had to find an apt word in English. He didn't choose devotion. He said devotional service. What is the devotion without service? What is the meaning of the relationship without service? You have to do some service. Otherwise, what is the devotion talking about? Chanting 16 rounds is devotion? Yes, it is devotion. Provided you really hear the name of Krishna, that is also a service. But you also do other services. You can't serve, you help somebody who is serving. How can I serve? The question that you should ask God whenever you go to temple is, Krishna, how can I serve you? The question that you should ask a devotee in a satsang is, Prabhuji, Mataji, how can I serve? And they will tell, serve. There are so many services available. Like Satyadev Prabhu is our Prashadam in church. Anywhere, any satsang, Prabhuji is running and taking Prashadam. Madina Guda, here, there, everywhere. So everybody loves him because he brings Prashadam. Right? Always meditate upon him. Always meditate upon. What does it mean? Meditation bolte aankh band karke? No! We have some pictures in our mind, meditation no, meditation का मतलब yoga pose लगाना नहीं है. Meditation means absorption. What does meditation mean? Absorption. Completely absorbed. When you are serving, when you are hearing, when you are speaking. How many of us want to experience samadhi? Once in your life, samadhi. Samadhi doesn't mean get a JCB, make a big hole and enter it. That is not samadhi. That is burial. You can experience samadhi very simple. Speak about Krishna to your friend for 5 minutes. Speak only about Krishna. What you like about Krishna, what you like about devotees, what you like about satsang, go and speak to your friend for 5 minutes. That is samadhi. How much happiness you'll feel when you're sharing what you like. That is samadhi. Samadhi means complete absorption. There is nothing except you and what you're thinking, you and what you're speaking, you and what you're listening. That is samadhi. You all can experience samadhi. Every Krishna conscious devotee is in samadhi. When he is performing his service, he is in samadhi. When he is listening about Krishna, he is in samadhi. Samadhi doesn't mean you have to go somewhere, do something, put yourself somewhere. That's not samadhi. That is the external aspect of samadhi. Internal aspect of samadhi is when you're completely absorbed in Krishna. Was Ramanujacharya in samadhi? Yes. Was Madhvacharya in samadhi? Yes. Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami, Srila Prabhupada, they were always in samadhi, completely absorbed. Are you in samadhi? You can be in samadhi, it's in your hands. You have to pray. Krishna, please give me that remembrance. Sarvasya chaham vidhi sanniveshto mata smritir jnanam apoham. Vedesta sarvera homeva vedyo vedanta pit veda vityavacha. Krishna, you are in my heart. Who is giving me remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. Give me that samadhi. You can say Krishna will give it. And Prabhus, when you are in samadhi, you are on the top of the world. You are like done. I am happy. Nothing on the world can affect me. Nothing on the world can affect me. You take away everything that I have, including my body and my health. I'm happy. There is one devotee in America. They're almost done. 5 minutes. There's one devotee in America. He was leaving his body. And Prabhupada told that everybody at the time of death, remember Krishna, Krishna will come and take you. We hear that in Bhagavad Gita also. The devotee was actually on the bed going to die. It's a true incident. He was African American devotee, somewhere in America. So he told that do the bhajan when the nth moment comes, keep doing the bhajan, do the bhajan when the devotee is leaving his body. Lot of bhajan we do. If we are fortunate, you'll also attend something like that. But literally a person is leaving his body and the whole congregation is doing bhajan and he leaves. And the devotee told, Prabhu, I will try my best to, I don't know what death feels like. What happens at time, I don't know how much power I'll have in my body. But if I see Prabhupada, I lift my thumb. He told them. If I see Prabhupada, my guru is going to come and take me back to Krishna. That's what Prabhupada told. I will lift my thumb. And devotees are like, okay, Prabhupada. But he was going to die. He actually died. He's actually dead. And that he told some days before. And obviously he became very, very weak and, almost some cancer is going to die. They were doing bhajan. Prabhu, exactly before his last breath, he lifted his thumb. He lifted his thumb. Devotees were crying, falling on the floor. Prabhupada came and he took him back home. Jai Prabhupada. He took him back. He is not lying. That person was not lying on his deathbed. Nobody lies on deathbed. At the last breath, nobody lies. He lifted his thumb. Somehow he managed, they said he lifted his thumb. They could see his thumb, he lifted it up and kept it down. We all don't need to lift our thumbs. But Prabhupada will come. No matter what nonsense we have done in life, no matter what all we have in our past, doesn't matter. Krishna doesn't care what is in the past. All Krishna cares is present. What you did till now, nobody cares, including God. What you are going to do from now is what Krishna cares. So now make your choice. Completely meditate on Him. Go into Samadhi with Krishna. Having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha. Now why is he saying Pratha? Why is he not saying, O Arjuna? Krishna is using the word Pratha because he wants to tell Arjuna that you are son of Kunti. Son of Kunti means Pratha. So your mother is already my devotee, by the way. So you also surrender to me. Completely take my shelter. Whenever he uses that pratha, he is putting the influence of his mother also. Krishna uses his words according to the time place. Saying your mother is already a devotee. You are son of pratha. Meaning son of pratha, your mother is also a devotee. You also, when you surrender your life, doing what? Worshipping me, giving up your activities onto me, being devoted to me without any deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me. Having fixed our minds upon Krishna, for them, I am a swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. You will not come back again to this world. We'll all go back to Krishna, from where we all came. And that is the place we all want to go. Does it mean we'll not be happy here? We'll be happy here. When you are Krishna conscious, that Goloka is here also. Right? So we are not the people who will deny this world and accept some other world. We'll accept this world also as part of Krishna's world. Right? And we'll be very personally serving Krishna. And in the following verses, from verse 8 onwards, don't miss those classes where Krishna is going to start a heavy-duty discounting policy. Where he's going to give some very great deals. Buy one, get 1,000 free. That's the deal he's going to tell next. Right? Then he says, next word, if you can't fix your mind upon me, then do this. If you can't do the activities for me, then do this. You can't meditate upon me, then do this. The next 5-6 verses are all discount policies. Giving a hope to everybody in the room will feel there is some hope. That is what Krishna is going to do in 12th chapter. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So any questions, any reflection? Swift delivery. Meaning without any delay. Without any delay. With full accuracy. Swift delivery. That is Prabhupada's mercy of using that word. Krishna didn't tell that word. But Prabhupada added that word. He's a swift, because he's dealing with Americans. Americans are all calculative fellows. When he was translating, he was thinking about Americans. You know, kaise convince me? Swift deliverer. Yes. Yes. Any questions? Okay. So we have Jagannath Rath Yatra services going on. And we need a lot of posters, a lot of media work. So please contact Suma Mataji, Malinga Prabhu, Giraj Prabhu, and a few other leaders who have taken up some services. Praveen Prabhu, yes. Dinesh Prabhu is also here, yes. So please contact them. And you can do something for Jagannath. Don't tell that you can't do anything. Kuch to kar sakte hain. Last thing you want to do is stop the Rath. But we can do something, right? So think about it, what you want to do. And we all can do. And Prabhuji, can you speak to Satya Prabhu and make sure that the Rath is ready for our local? It has to be tested also. Please, we are kind of busy. There is a temple here, they have a Rath. Same Rath can be used here also in Avatar also. Yes, yes. Last time reverse happened. We used it completely, broke here. Yeah. So please block your calendars 1st of July, 2nd of July, 3rd of July. Okay. And if somebody is obstructing, you know what to do, right? Probably it's told it. Any questions? And 1st of July, please come to the temple. Anyway, as it gets closer, I'm going to tell again. Come to the temple by 7:30. ISKCON Abbott's temple. We all will have amazing, unbelievable, best khichdi of our life before the service starts. Right? And then we all go to Indra Park near in the lower tank bund, where the Rath will be waiting and our buckets will be waiting with the spoons and all that. And the Rath starts and the service starts. Next 8 hours, we are just going to distribute more than 50,000 plates. Right? Drone Prashad. Please be part of it. Right? You are excited to be part of it? Yes, yes. Right? So let's do that. And then the next day, I know a lot of things you can't do, but but you can come to Green Grace. It's a smaller community where we'll take the Rath around and we'll have a nice kirtan and little Jagannath Katha. The next day, Avatar is a little longer one, right? 1.5 kilometers you have to go around, one round. And I don't know if it rains again. I'm really wishing that it should rain again. It rains, most of the time it rains. So please be available. And you all can also do Rath Yatra in your own communities. If there are any secular fellows who will tell no, call me, I'll talk to them. Have some specific dialogues for them. So please do whatever you can in your respective places. Okay, and one more announcement. 25th and 26th, one very amazing couple is coming to our satsang from Bombay. And right now they're traveling around the world. Right now as we speak, they're in New Jersey. They've traveled around US, they're going to UK and then come back to India. And during this part of the time they travel, their name is Dwarkadish Prabhu and Vishaka Priyamati. So the whole day they are going to give, whole day of Sunday. So Sunday is not evening satsang, Sunday is morning, afternoon and evening satsang. Right? So morning satsang is in one other devotee's house. It's for their congregation, for the Bhagavatam time, it's okay. 11:30, we will all meet in Goshala, do some Goseva, a small Kirtan and Satsang in VSK. Then you all can go home from there. Then afternoon from 2:30 to 5:30, Mataji is going to spend only time with Matajis. About Grahastha Satsang, Grahastha Ashram and how to be strong Krishna conscious Matajis. That's called Sakhi Sangha retreat. So please, all of you, that will be in my home, in our home, in my own Krishi. And evening, we are going to have a congregation satsang from 5:30 to 7:38. Prabhuji is the doctor himself, and Mataji is amazing speaker. Both of them have inspired thousands of families to Krishna consciousness, and they're very humble and very approachable and very beautiful devotees. Right? So don't miss their association. Please block your calendar on 26th June. 26th June. Huh? You want Sakha Sangha? Once when Mataji asked my Guru Maharaj, in the lecture she asked, Maharaj, why there are so many rules for Matajis in Vedas, no rules for Prabhujis? My Guru told, because Prabhujis are hopeless. There is no point keeping any rule. So we don't have any satsang. The point is, we can also have that, but they have already, there is a group called Sakhi Sangha. They are organizing it part of that. We have already got married, so we are not anymore brahmacharis. So for us, we have a satsang in the evening.
At the same time.
Evening satsang. Good question, Rohit. So 99% in my home only. But if the number is going to increase, I know my hall, which is my hall is our hall is also this much, can accommodate 300 people. But if it's more than 300, then we have to book some other place. Because rubber band also can stretch only a little. So we'll see. Maybe we'll book hall in my own Krishi, or we'll book a hall here and let you know. Yeah. Okay. So we. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One more important service. Whoever has attended Rath Yatra, there is a devotee who is going to take video of yours for 30 seconds. So if he comes and calls you for a video, don't tell no. Tell what you experienced in the Rath Yatra. Just because we are going to make marketing videos in the temple website, it will all come. Just 10 seconds of what did you like about the Rath Yatra. And who is going to do that? Can you tell him? Dinesh Prabhu is going to do that. So if he comes in front of you, immediately start speaking. He's going to capture that little video. And we also want children to narrate the stories of Jagannath. And we also have question answers of Jagannath every day. Countdown for the Rath Yatra happening every day. So if you are going to get that in our groups, viral it. Send it out without hesitation. put it in LinkedIn also. Till now, nobody banned me. So, just keep doing it. I'm just saying, let the whole world know that the Supreme Personality of God is coming. Okay? And anybody has any good talent of making Photoshop pictures or PowerPoint pictures or a picture in Excel also, please contact so much. Whichever way you can make a picture, and we will viral it. Yes, bro. Oh yeah, oh, very nice. So we have Tulsi Maharani. Is ready to be worshipped. So if somebody doesn't have a Tulsi in the house, please take. There is, you can speak to Mataji, and there is a small procedure to worship. Is you should worship. Every day you should worship. Right? You should give some nice water and pray to Tulsi Maharani, and she will give you devotion for Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Pradi Devi. Tulsi Maharani Namo Namo. I forgot. Anyway. Any other announcement?
Yes.
Yes, Madhu.
More
Uh-huh.
so
Oh. Okay, Haribol, you all can make small ruts with cardboard, with plastic, with gold. How much depends on how much you want to invest. So you can make nice rut and you can hang it to the actual rut. Huh? You can try to do that. Yes. I want to make a rut and hang it in the balcony so everybody can see. Jagannath is coming. Jagannath is coming. Big guys, you can do that. Right? Keep a countdown in your balcony. Two big guys with 24, 23, 22. People wonder who is coming. Yeah. So any other announcements we have got? Oh yeah. So next week we'll get that. Yeah. So we're going to give you some posters that you can keep in your cars. Let the whole world know that their father is coming. Jagannath is coming. Right? So think about innovative ideas and let's implement it. Hare Krishna. We'll just sing Narshinati.
Participants are free. Who is not having their books, they can pick it up in there. It's there outside. Who is not having it, they can find it.
Yes, we'll sing Narshinati and wrap up. Thank you very much. And I humbly request devotees to please come on time. So you can start on time and finish on time. Today again it got extended. I always wait so that maximum all devotees can get good association during the week. The people who get a little extra punish are the people who come early. So please everybody make it a priority to come on time. Right? Namaste Narasimha. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashi Purvakshara. भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद विष्णुपाद परम प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र ज्वाएंगे ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद जयम विष्णुपाद परम प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र ज्वाएंगे भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की ओम श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुर धाम की पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की गंगे माई की यमुने माई की भक्ति देवी की कलियुग पावन तुलसी महारानी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की ट्रांसलेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसलेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhobhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रील प्रभुपाद की महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य व्रतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शारीराः विद्याजान् जडेन्द्रिय त्राहे का जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जुव्याति लोभमाय सुदुर्मति ताके जेटा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़दायमाय गोरी बारे जिभा जाए सह प्रसाद नदी लोभाय तपाओ श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमेडा को चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम Ram Hare Hare. Shri Radha Madan Mohan Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya Nitai Gauranga Prasadam ki. And a small request for prayers to I shared about the Varahatar Prabhu's health. So let us pray for his good health, and let us also pray for Shri Gopal Prabhu and his wife for their good marriage anniversary. It happened yesterday. And my parents also, their 50th marriage anniversary. Please pray for their good health by loudly chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Three goes. Thank you very much. Now I don't know how we are planning Prashad. Everybody sit down and serve.
Yeah, please kindly sit in the queue. So no need to come there. There is no buffet. So everyone can sit in the queue so that we can serve the plates.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji and Mataji, kindly sit in a queue such that we can come down and give the plates. Then we can serve the prasad, please. Yeah. No need to come to the table. There is no buffet.